If your Finland student visa has been refused under Section 39 of the Aliens Act, the decision is usually tied to doubts about your financial resources or your ability to support yourself during your studies. This section requires every applicant to demonstrate sufficient and reliable means of subsistence for their entire stay in Finland. Let's break this down clearly. A refusal under Section 39 often happens for three reasons. First, insufficient funds. Applicants fail to prove they have enough money to cover tuition fees, accommodation, and living costs. Second, unreliable financial proof. This happens when applicants provide sudden lump sum deposits or bank statements that do not reflect genuine, consistent income. Third, unclear sponsorship. Some applicants rely on relatives or sponsors, but fail to provide legally acceptable documents showing the sponsor's ability and commitment to support them. Now, let's talk about common mistakes we've seen in applications. One common mistake is using bank statements with suspicious or recent deposits. For example, borrowing money just before the application to meet the required balance. Visa officers often reject these because they see them as unreliable. Another mistake is submitting statements from banks that are not recognized or verifiable in Finland. Immigration authorities must be able to confirm that the funds are accessible and genuine. We also see refusals, where applicants provide letters of sponsorship without proper evidence. For example, a sponsor's letter without proof of income, tax returns, or employment records is rarely accepted. Finally, some applicants underestimate the cost of living in Finland. They show funds that cover only tuition fees, forgetting that officers also require proof of living expenses for at least 1 year. So, how do you fix a refusal under Section 39? First, carefully read your refusal letter. It will state exactly what was missing or unclear in your financial evidence. Second, strengthen your financial proof. If you are self-funded, provide bank statements covering at least 3 to 6 months of consistent activity. Show salary payments, business income, or other regular deposits, not just one-off amounts. If you have savings, make sure they are held in a reputable, recognized bank and can be accessed from abroad. If you are sponsored, submit a formal sponsorship letter supported by the sponsor's payslips, employment letter, tax documents, and bank statements. This proves both willingness and ability to support you. Third, provide comprehensive coverage of all expenses. Break down tuition fees, accommodation, and living costs, and show that your funds match or exceed these amounts. Having proof of prepaid tuition or accommodation can significantly strengthen your case. Fourth, reapply with a clear explanation. In your new application, include a cover letter acknowledging the previous refusal and explaining how you have now fixed the issues. For example, the earlier refusal was due to doubts about sufficient funds. I have now provided 6 months of consistent bank statements and confirmed my tuition payment. Remember, Section 39 refusals are not about whether you qualify academically. They are about whether you can realistically support yourself in Finland. The authorities want to ensure that international students do not become financially unstable or dependent on state support. The good news is that many students succeed on reapplication once they fix their financial evidence and provide stronger, consistent documentation. So, let me ask you, what do you think is the biggest challenge for students? Maintaining consistent bank history, securing strong sponsorship, or covering the high cost of living in Finland? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the Law and Visas channel. Follow us on all social platforms at Law and Visas, and if you need professional help with your Finland student visa application, send us a DM today.